Wondering if no screens at dinner actually works? Steve Jobs used this parenting rule, and when I tried it, it completely changed how my son listens and connects. Stay with me because by the end of this video, I'll show you the simple shift that brought real conversation back to our table. Picture this. You're sitting at the dinner table, your child's face buried in a screen, earbuds and one-word answers flying back at you like darts. You're trying to talk and getting nothing back. That used to be my house until I learned one thing Steve Jobs did with his own kids, and I decided to try it. He had a rule: no screens at the dinner table. And what happened when I brought that into my home? We didn't just eat together, we started listening again. By the end of this video, I'll show you how this one rule reshaped our family's dynamic, rebuilt my son's ability to communicate, and why this approach is more urgent and controversial than ever. Now, I know what you're thinking. I've tried that. I said no phones at the dinner table, and they still sneak them under the table. Or maybe it's this: dinner's the only time I have to check my emails. It's when we all catch up on everything. Let me be honest with you. If dinner is the only time that your family talks and everyone is still on a device, you're not talking, you're coexisting. And that's what I was doing too. We were at the same table sharing food, but nothing else. I'll never forget the moment he clicked. I just asked my son how his day was. Good. That's it. One word. So I asked, what was the best part? He shrugged, still chewing. I stuck to his tablet, propped up against a big bottle of water. That night, I Googled Steve Jobs parenting rules. And there it was. We don't allow iPads at the dinner table. No screens, period. If the guy who invented iPads didn't let his kids use one at the dinner table, maybe I should pay attention. And here's where it gets controversial. Screens aren't ruining our kids. We are. By choosing convenience over connection, by normalizing disconnection in the name of relaxation, by giving our kids a voice online but ignoring the silence around our own dinner table. We've outsourced listening to YouTube playlists and TikTok reactions. And we wonder why they don't talk anymore. It's not the technology is the villain, it's our passivity towards it. So we made the change. No screens at dinner. None. Not for me, not for my wife, not for my son. At first, it was awkward, painfully quiet. We were detoxing. But slowly, something started to shift. He started to talk more, not because I forced him, but because I finally made space for him to be heard. And here's the insight I didn't expect. Screens steal attention, but silence invites expression. That moment between bites when no one's distracted, when there's nothing to react to, that's when real conversation sneaks in. Here's how we made no screens at dinner actually work. Make the table sacred. We declare it out loud. This is our space for connection. No judgment, no distractions, just conversation. Lead by example. If I picked up my phone, the rule was broken. So I didn't. I adopted every time. And use conversation prompts. It started simple. What made you laugh today? And let the stories flow, even the small ones, especially the small ones. And you know what? What happened over time? My son started asking me questions, not because he had to, but because he wanted to. The best conversations we've ever had didn't come from lectures or teachable moments. They came from leftover chicken and three people making eye contact. You want to raise better listeners? Be one. You want your kids to open up? Shut the screens down. This isn't about dinner. It's about building a daily rhythm where connection can breathe. Imagine this. Your kid actually tells you about their day. They ask what you think about something. They laugh at the table with you, not at their phone. That's what's waiting on the other side of this simple rule. If this spoke to you, hit the subscribe and share it with another parent who's tired of talking to the top of their kid's head. You don't need a perfect family. You just need a dinner table without screens and a heart ready to listen. Let's build better listeners, one meal at a time. If this helped you rethink how dinner could actually bring your family closer, hit subscribe for more real parenting strategies and share it with a parent who's tired of talking to a screen instead of their kid. Let's raise better listeners together.